Hey guys, Sin here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Ghost Recon Wildlands closed beta. My likes and dislikes. This will be something brief. If you guys would like something deeper, please let me know down in the comments, and I will touch on that more. But this is going to be a short little video. And before we get started, I'd like to ask everybody to like, comment on this video, and subscribe. It helps out more than you guys could ever know. So let's go ahead and jump into this here. Things that I liked about the game was the range and draw distances of the game. I landed a 749 meter shot and killed somebody, which was just like one of the most like amazing things that I did during the whole time playing it. It took a little while to get the shot down, but I was able to shoot and land the shot, drop it right over cover, right into an enemy and kill him. And it was just everybody just went crazy. The stream went crazy. The guys I was playing with were, it was a lot of fun. What else I do like is we were also trying to shoot for over a 1K range, which is way outside of render distance. But I was sitting outside of the render distance while I had other friends sitting inside the render distance. We were able to get the shots down range, hitting near the target, but I wasn't able to actually hit a target, sadly. But we were able to see it, the bullet hitting the tower that we were shooting towards and watching debris fly off it. So we do know that we can actually land those shots. Another thing I like about the game are the graphics. I feel like for a game this size, I thought the graphics were going to be dumbed down a lot more. There was going to be a lot less shrub and a lot less vegetation. Of course, I play on Xbox One, so I know that it looks better on some other consoles, as well as on PC, obviously. But for what we got, I really enjoy it. The other thing I like is the gunfighting mechanics. The shoulder switch, I feel it's a little wonky to get used to the mechanics of the game, but after you get used to it, it's a lot of fun. My friends and I were doing Unidad holdouts, and we were sitting on top of a Unidad base, and we were just fighting Unidad patrols for literally 2 hours, if I remember correctly. It was a little over 2 hours before we finally got killed by an Apache helicopter with a Hellfire missile that hit right in between all three of us, and we just weren't paying very close attention to it. What I didn't like is that the only way we could seem to get the Apaches to get downed was with a grenade launcher. I'm pretty sure that'll change as we unlock more weapons in the regular version of the game, but that was the one thing that I wasn't really a huge fan of because we couldn't shoot it down with bullets. So with that, we'll just go ahead and move into the dislikes. I did not like the vehicle durability, mainly versus environment. Versus grenades and explosives, everything was pretty good, but versus environment, it wasn't really. We set up a roadblock of abandoned cars to try to stop those tanker patrols up north, the convoys, I mean. So we put a bunch of trees, or a bunch of trees. We put a bunch of trees up. No, we put a bunch of vehicles in the way, and they just plowed through it like it didn't, like it was a hot knife through butter, like it didn't even exist. And I mean, our car layers were like, we were probably doing like 6 layers deep, and they just plowed straight through it. Also, I have clips where I like run helicopters into the ground, and it's just like, it doesn't take damage. It feels like they are way too strong. Now, if you shoot at them with bullets, they're kind of spongy, except for the like 5K convoy that was up north of the map. But I mean, again, I expect that's something that's going to be able to change later on throughout the game with higher damaging weapons. Another thing I really didn't like, I felt ghost difficulty was really lacking. For instance, those 5K convoys up north, I would get hit by like 5 or 6 bullets before I'd finally get down, and those are mini guns. I really feel like I should have been getting down a lot quicker. I feel like that might cause a lot of upset with people who decided to play on that difficulty, but if you're playing on that difficulty, you got to be expecting to take those kind of damages and get down real fast after you just get hit with a couple bullets. Regular firefights, I'd get hit like 6 times, and then the 7th bullet would down me sometimes. I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan of that. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. I was a little disappointed with that. I would also like to note that I did not put any points into damage resistance at all. So I was just, once you load it in, that was all the damage resistance that I had, and I switched it down to Ghost, played on Ghost the whole time. And I take that back. No, I did switch over off of Ghost at one point, and I was just a giant bullet sponge. Really wasn't fond of that either. But I mean, obviously it's an easier difficulty, so I just expected more out of the harder difficulty. Another thing I did not like was the lack of enemies. I felt like for such a large map, there were not very many enemies around. Yeah, you could find the flares at night where they were having their deals going on, or you could, see them rolling across the street. But what I really didn't like is the lack of AI awareness in the game. Literally, we had one point where it was rebel soldiers sitting right next to Unidad behind a cartel truck. And it's just like the rebel soldiers didn't do anything until we got spotted, and then they started shooting. And it's like the rebels are supposed to be going against the cartel and the Unidad and stuff like that. So I don't understand why they weren't actually fighting them without us fighting them. Also, I have a clip where I literally jump out of a parachute right down into the middle of a Unidad base. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's like the middle of the day when I do that clip. And the snipers, just they don't even notice the helicopter falling out of the sky. Now, they did notice one of my teammates who kind of like literally flew into them, but they didn't notice me first, who I literally landed and grabbed the guy inside of the base to interrogate him. I also feel like, we were able to get away with too much stuff just because the enemy just did not perform like I was hoping they would. They didn't. The AI was not as smart as I was hoping it would be. And I mean, those are my main gripes with the game. Those are my main dislikes about the game. Everything else I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the missions. We ran the campaign like 10 times over. Well, probably closer to 15 times over. We found a little XP exploit that we farmed out for a little bit and stuff like that. So overall, had a really good time. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. Did you guys enjoy the closed beta? Did you not? If you want me to go in more depth about more things I liked and disliked about the game, please let me know down below, and I will go over that. Don't forget that open beta has kind of been confirmed from what I am hearing. My guess is open beta is probably going to be the 24th through the 27th, kind of like what they did with the Division. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But go ahead and hit that sub button for more information involving Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I hope to see you all in Bolivia.